the glories of chanting Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as 22 activities, Karma Kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the holy name of the Lord. Number 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the research success. That is Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call for the session of Srimad Bhagavatam. But before moving on to the call, I would like to know who are all present on the call today. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा अनिता माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय प्रीतिदासी फ्रॉम शार्लोट हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna Preeti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna, thank you so much for your association every day, Mataji. Hare Bol.
हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and thank you for all your services on Bhakti Sangha. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Balavrinda. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Balavrinda, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Balavrinda, for joining very early and giving us your association. And thank you for very nice chanting along with your mother. Hare Bol. Anyone else who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Anita
Hare Krishna,
Mataji.
Anita Ramya.
Go ahead, ma.
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sundarangi Radha Devidasi from India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Sundarangi Radha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for all your services. And thank you for your association, Mataji. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Shyamagari Devi Dasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna Shyamagari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association every day. And thank you for all your services, Mataji. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association every day. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramaya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devidasi from Elcott.
Hare Krishna Indulekha Karuna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and giving us your association. And thank you for all your services behind the scenes of Bhakti Sangha, Mataji. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for your services and thank you for taking up today's service too. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Anyone else who would like to introduce themselves? Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. And today we will be moving on to our session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, which will be given by His Holiness Chandramouli Swami Maharaj. And here's an introduction about Maharaj. Before moving on to the session, I would like to read the introduction of Maharaj. So, His Holiness Chandramouli Swami Maharaj is a disciple of ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and an initiating spiritual master within the ISKCON movement. Maharaj was born in New Jersey, USA in 1947. Maharaj came in contact with the International Society of Krishna Consciousness in Denver, Colorado at the age of 24. In 1973, Maharaj began practicing Krishna consciousness in New York City and shortly thereafter began serving at the New Vrindavan Farm community in the West Virginia. That same, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Sorry for the interruption. That same year, he received initiation from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And in 1986, His Holiness Chandramouli Swami Maharaj accepted the sannyasa order and began preaching in Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio. In 1995, Maharaj began serving as a resident sannyasi in Chicago, where he was based until 2013, when Maharaj relocated to Karlovac, Croatia. At present, His Holiness Chandramouli Swami Maharaj offers spiritual guidance around Europe, USA, and India. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. There goes a brief introduction about Maharaj, and so Maharaj has not joined today. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, may I take the opportunity to humbly introduce myself. My name is Sridevi Dasi, and I am happy to join the Japa conference call. Guru Maharaj is not available today. So by your mercy, empowerment and blessings, maybe I can try to serve you.
Hari Hari.
Jai, Jai,
Hari
Jai.
Bol Mataji. Hare Krishna. Actually, when I saw your video, I was like 2 times I got jerked. So I thought maybe today it's your class. So we were also confused. But thank you so much, Mataji. That's really very amazing that we got an opportunity to hear you today, and we are really we will relish your, we are really waiting to relish your class, your enthusiastic class, Mataji. We'll be very happy to hear from you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. And today's session will be given by Her Grace Sridevi Mataji. And it's from the Bhagavatam verses, Canto 8, Chapter 7, verses from 4 to 8. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving us your valuable time and association and coming on the call. Over to you, Mataji. Please take it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya ivacha patita nam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. It's only by the mercy of the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis that I will be able to offer some service to all of you. So I humbly beg for your blessings, for your prayers, for your good wishes. And therefore, I will be able to speak something that is truthful, beneficial, pleasing to the Vaishnavas, and strictly in accord with the Vedic scriptures. Yes, we are on Canto 8, Chapter 7, verses 4 to 8. This is a very beautiful chapter, as are all the chapters. This is so interesting because there are so many instructive lessons in this churning of the milk ocean by both the demigods and the demons. How does this happen? How demigods and demons can come together to do anything? Aren't they always at war? So we shall see. Very interesting. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Text number 4. Iti tushnim stitan daityan vilokya purushottamah smayamano vishrijyagram ucham jagraha samaraha. Translation and purports by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus the demons remain silent, opposing the desire of the demigods. Seeing the demons and understanding their motive, the personality of Godhead smiled. Without discussion, he immediately accepted their proposal by grasping the tail of the snake, and the demigods followed him. Next verse. Ritasthana vibhagasta evam kashyapa nandanaha mamantu paramam yatta amritartham payonidhim. After thus adjusting how the snake was to be held, the sons of Kashyap, both demigods and demons, began their activities, desiring to get nectar by churning the ocean of milk. Next 6. Matyamane navet anadharo hi apovishat hriyamanopi balibhir gauravat pandunandanaha. Excuse me. O son of the Pandu dynasty, when Mandara mountain was thus being used as a churning rod in the ocean of milk, it had no support, and therefore, although held by the strong hands of the demigods and the demons, it sank into the water. Text 7. Te sunirvinna manasa parimlana mukha shriyaha asan swapaurushe nashte daivenati baliyasa. Because the mountain had been sunk by the strength of providence, the demigods and demons were disappointed, and their faces seemed to shrivel. Vilokya Vignesha Vidhim Tadeshvaro Duranta Viryo Vidatabhisandhihi Kritva Vapuka Chapam Adbhutam Mahat Pravishya Girim Ujjahara. Translation. Seeing that the situation that had been created by the will of the Supreme, the unlimitedly powerful Lord, whose determination is infallible, took the wonderful shape of a tortoise, entered the water, and lifted the great Mandara mountain. Purport. Here is evidence that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the supreme controller of everything. As we have previously described, there are classes of men, the demons and the demigods, but neither of them are supremely powerful. Everyone has experienced that hindrances are imposed upon us by the supreme power. The demons regard these hindrances as mere accidents or chance, but devotees accept them to be acts of the supreme ruler. When faced with hindrances, therefore, devotees pray to the Lord. Tattenu kampam susamikshamano bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam. Devotees endure hindrances, accepting them to be caused by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and regarding them as benedictions. Demons, however, being unable to understand the Supreme Controller, regard such hindrances as accidental. Here, of course, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was present personally. It was by his will that there were hindrances, and by his will, those hindrances were removed. The Lord appeared as a tortoise to support the great mountain. Kshitir iha vipulatare tava tishtati prishthe. The Lord held the great Kshitir iha vipulatare tava tishtati prishthe. Keshavajita kurma sharira jai jagadisha hare. The Lord held the great mountain on his back. Dangers can be created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they can also be removed by him. This is known to devotees only. This is known to devotees, but demons cannot understand it. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we have seen this wonderful appearance of Kurma avatar in this wonderful pastime of churning of the milk ocean. And how does this happen? This happens because the demigods and the demons need to churn the ocean of milk. So Maharaj Parikshit is very eager to hear about this churning, and therefore begins to ask Shukadev Goswami, please tell me how the demigods, how they became in this position that they had to make truce with the demons. Well, they were defeated in battle by the Asuras because they were cursed by Durvasa Muni. And therefore they were deprived of the heavenly kingdom. They were deprived of their prowess. And they were in a very pitiable situation. So when they are in a very pitiable situation, what do the demigods do? They all go to Lord Brahma. And they pray to Lord Brahma. And when Brahma cannot solve it, what does Brahma do? He takes all the demigods and goes to the shore of the ocean of milk, because he cannot enter there. That's the abode of the Lord. And he prays to Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. And the Lord becomes very pleased, because very beautiful prayers have been offered by Lord Brahma and all the demigods, including Lord Shiva. And so, therefore, the Lord appears. But he's so blindingly beautiful. He's so effulgent that at first the demigods even cannot see him properly, because his effulgence is so much. He's so powerful, so radiant that their eyes cannot behold him. But being pleased with them for their prayers, the Lord says, you make a truce with the demons. Sometimes the situation is so bad that we may have to make truce with our enemies just for our long-term self-interest. So the Lord is teaching us that in every case, sometimes prudence is the better part of valor. There is a saying in English, isn't it? So in all situations, the same tactic cannot apply. Every situation calls for intelligent thinking, consideration, advice from learned brahmanas, and of course, the Lord in the heart, and then the leaders must take the right decision. So he advises the demigods to make a truce with the demons, saying, now your time is not good. Both of you together should churn the ocean of milk. Vasuki, the serpent, will be the rope. Mandara mountain will be the churning rod. And when you churn the ocean of milk, a particular nectar will come which will grant immortality. Of course, the Lord warns that along with that, many other attractive things will come, but don't be greedy for them. Don't be captivated by them. Wait for the nectar. And he also says there will be hindrances, there will be disturbances, but do not become angry. And this stands the demigods in good stead, this good advice, because we'll see that many hindrances come and many, untoward incidents happen, including carrying that Mandara mountain, which is so heavy that the demigods and demons get crushed because they just cannot bear the weight and they just fall under it. But again, the Supreme Lord comes to their rescue. Simply with a glance, he revives everyone. This is the mercy of the Lord. So here we are. Now the demigods and the demons, with great difficulty, they tried to carry Mandara mountain, but they could not carry. So even after bringing them back to life, knowing that they cannot do this, the Supreme Lord himself comes in his form of Lord Narayan, Vishnu form. He lifts that mountain with one hand, places it on the back of Garuda. He himself sits on top of that mountain, and Garuda brings him to the ocean of milk and places the mountain there. But now Vasuki is to be called. He's a serpent. He's not going to come with Garuda around, right? So the Lord dismisses Garuda. He says, now you please leave so that Vasuki can be called. So now the demigods and the demons together, they're trying to churn the ocean of milk. And it is known that at first a poison will come, and they have to pray to Lord Shiva to swallow that poison, so that thereafter, being saved from that poison, then they can get the nectar. So, by transcendental trickery, because the Lord knows everything, he knows the mind of the demons, he knows the mind of the demigods. What does he do? They bind Vasuki around the mountain, but he grasps Vasuki by the mouth. The demons, immediately seeing that the demigods and the Lord are grasping the Vasuki serpent, said, no, 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 no. We want the face of the serpent. Because that is the auspicious. This tail is inauspicious. We don't want this. So Lord says, immediately, without making any protest, he gives up and he immediately grasps the tail. And there is a purpose for this, because Vasuki, with his 1,000 mouths, after some time, blazing fire and heat and smoke and all kinds of things come out, and the demons become scorched, burnt, and become powerless because of that. Now the Lord knows that, and he allows this thing to happen, so that the demigods, immediately being very envious, they will protest and say, no, 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 we want this because you have it. This is the nature of demons. They're very envious, and they immediately want what others have. Regardless of whether it's good or bad. You have it, I don't have it, so I want it, even if it's bad for me. This is the nature of demons. What can be done? And the Lord knows it perfectly well, so he allows that to happen. So now we see that the churning is taking place. But what happens? The Mandara mountain being very heavy, the demigods and the demons, they are not able to sustain it. They're churning away, but the Mandara mountain slips and falls into the water. Now again the Lord comes as Kurmadev, and he is so huge. He is 800,000 miles his back in diameter. That's the description. So he is like a large, very, very, very large island on which he himself places the Mandara mountain, and he asks them to continue the churning. That also is very difficult for the demigods. Later on, we shall see the Lord himself comes again in a 1,000-handed form on top of the mountain. And now he gives strength to all the classes of people there. By his own energies, he empowers the demigods with the mode of goodness. He empowers the demons with the mode of passion. And he empowers Vasuki with the mode of ignorance, so that all of them are enlivened. They get more energy to carry out this endeavor. And he himself is over there. And so this churning of the milk ocean begins. Okay. So now we come across the situation of hindrances. This is a very important part of the chapter, because in our spiritual life, hindrances will come, both individually, collectively, societally, nationally, internationally. Nothing is going to be cakewalk, because this is the material world. It is dukkhalayam ashashvatam, anityam asukham. So these kleshas are there. What are the kleshas? Adhibhautika, adhyatmika, adhidaivika. The difficulties caused by one's own mind and body, difficulties caused by insects and enemies, and difficulties caused by the demigods in the form of calamities. Very, very difficult to overcome these things. How will the devotee overcome all these things? Simply by the power of bhakti yoga and remaining patient and tolerant, even in the face of hindrances. Now, when hindrances happen, how do the demons react? Oh, what a nuisance this is. What a difficulty this is. Somehow or the other, they get very angry because their sense gratification is disturbed. That is why the anger comes. When desire is thwarted and frustration happens, demons get very angry. And then they are prepared to destroy everything in order to fulfill that sense gratification. But does the devotee get angry? No. He may feel disheartened. He may feel a little discouraged. He may feel a little saddened. He may feel unhappy. He may feel defeated. But he takes shelter. He or she. When I say he, obviously I mean she also, because we have Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. And we have all classes of people in our ISKCON society. And even elsewhere, others are also devotees. They may not belong to ISKCON, but they belong to the Vaishnava Sampradayas. They are also devotees of the Lord. So, devotees of the Lord will face difficulties. So, what is the approach to these difficulties? The Lord is teaching us, pray to me. For what? For patience, for tolerance, for good intelligence. How to overcome this difficulty? What is to be done? Wise counsel is necessary. Navigating through life in this material world is not a one-man endeavor or a one-woman endeavor. We need the wise counsel of loving elders, those who have wisdom, those who have experience, not just gyan, but vigyan. Gyan is all very well. I know so many shlokas, I've given so many classes, I've done so many lectures, I've done so many seminars. But wisdom is what is required to navigate through life, isn't it? We need vigyan. Knowledge many have, but how many have wisdom? Therefore, the wise elders, the wise superiors, the wise senior devotees in our communities are treasures. They are the jewels. They are the stalwarts in our community who will guide the next generation to cross over the ocean of nations. Therefore, in Vedic culture, elders are honored, elders are respected, elders are cherished, and elders are kept very nicely. Not like, oh, you've grown old and throw you somewhere and forget all about you and carry on with my own life because I want to enjoy it so much. This is a very wrong attitude, and it is causing great harm to society because the wisdom of elders is lost. They have seen life, they've experienced so many things. We can learn so much from elders, especially that Nukampam Susamikshamano Gunjan Evatmakritam Vipakam Ridvag Vapurbhir Vidadan Namaste Jive Tayo Mukti Pade Sadaya Bhag. 10, 14, 8. Can we go to that verse, please? It's a very beautiful verse. My dear Lord, one who awaits your causeless mercy, one who earnestly awaits your causeless mercy, patiently suffering the reactions to his past misdeeds, all the while offering you obeisances with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation because it has become his rightful claim. Do you want me to share that screen or?
I have it ready, Mataji. I'll share.
Okay. You have it ready? Okay, great. Yeah. So you can see over here how the Lord is reassuring the devotee. Don't worry. I am here. I understand what you're going through. I just want you to be patient and go through that because I have designed that difficulty and suffering to purify you. Just as gold becomes more shining and more purified by going through fire, we are tested. We are tested in Krishna consciousness to bring us closer to Krishna. So initially we may not understand why this difficulty has come. Here, this is very nice. Let us remember why Krishna is giving us this difficulty. Lord Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that a devotee who fully surrenders unto him is no longer liable to suffer reactions of his previous karma. However, because in his mind, a devotee may still maintain the remnants of his previous sinful mentality, the Lord removes the last vestiges of the enjoying spirit by giving his devotee punishments that may sometimes resemble sinful reactions. The purpose of the entire creation of God is to rectify the living entity's tendency to enjoy without the Lord. And therefore, the particular punishment given for a sinful activity is specifically designed to curtail the mentality that fuels the activity. So, devotees, you may have this experience. I really want something and Krishna will not give it to me. I keep then asking Krishna, this one thing I'm asking for and you're not giving it to me. Just this one thing. I'm not asking for Rolls Royce. I'm not asking for a big mansion. I'm not asking for a beautiful wife. I'm not asking for a big balance. Just give me this one thing, Krishna. Why you're not giving it to me? Give me. And Krishna will not give. What is to be done? It is because we have a tendency to enjoy that particular thing, which has kept us rotating again and again in the cycle of birth and death. And therefore, Krishna says, no, in this lifetime, I'm not going to give it to you because this is the only way you will come to your senses and come back to me. So, therefore, he wants us to become perfect in devotional service by giving up all attempts to enjoy his material energy because it is not ours. It is his. He is the enjoyer. He is the controller. He is the proprietor. It is not our position to enjoy, control, own anything. That is Krishna's position. Our position is only to serve Krishna in loving servitorship. That is our position. Jivera Swarup Hoy Nityera Krishna Das. But we don't come to this understanding so easily because the desire to lord it over material nature is so deep and goes back millions of lifetimes. It is very difficult to uproot this tendency. But uprooting is necessary because it's like the anchor which keeps us in this material world. So we have to lift that anchor sometime and let go and say, Krishna, I give up. I don't want to enjoy this material energy. It is not giving me any peace or happiness because it doesn't. It's that this is not where happiness is. So sincere devotee earnestly desires to go back to the Lord's abode. Therefore, he willingly accepts the Lord's merciful punishment and continues offering respects and obeisances to the Lord with his heart, words, and body. Such a bona fide servant, considering all hardship a small price to pay for gaining the personal association of the Lord, certainly becomes a legitimate son of God as indicated here by the words Daya Bhak. Just as one cannot approach sun without becoming fire, one cannot approach the Supreme Pure Lord Krishna without undergoing a rigid purificatory process which may appear like suffering, but it's actually a curative treatment administered by the personal hand of the Lord. See how loving the Lord is. It is not one size fits all t-shirt. He designs, it's custom made for you, me, everyone. That particular punishment is kept with our psychological, biological, physical nature in mind, given that we have been rotating in this cycle of birth and death for millions of lifetimes. Krishna customizes that plan so that we give up that sinful mentality. It is not the same for everyone. Krishna loves us so much. He takes a personal interest in the devotee's life. And sometimes the hindrances or the devastation may seem very difficult to bear. For example, when devotees are killed in an accident, there was that terrible accident when helicopter was going on, Muktinath or some such mountain and all devotees were killed. So devotees may become very aghast. How did this? Let's go to this verse also. This is also a very nice verse to read about this. 3:16:37. Canto 3, chapter 16, verse number 37. Let's go there. That also gives a very clear description about how one should remain undisturbed even when there are reverses. Reverses are actually a test. Let's go to the purport. Yeah. When something is arranged by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one should not be disturbed by it, even if it appears to be a reverse according to one's calculation. For some example, sometimes we see a powerful preacher is killed or is put into difficulty. But a great devotee comes into this material world to execute the will of the Lord by preaching the Lord's glories. For example, when Tamal Krishna Maharaj passed away in that terrible car accident, everyone was very shocked, very perturbed. But later on, some senior devotees, they reported that one devotee saw him ascending into the sky and Srila Prabhupada reaching out with his hand to take him back. So was that an accident? No, that was by arrangement. Krishna, he is so merciful that he will take the devotee any way he wants. But he never, he never... not interfere. He protects actually the devotee's spiritual life. That is always protected under all circumstances. That he never ever harms. He may finish our body, but he will never, not only he will never, he will actually protect our spiritual life. Haridas was punished by being beaten. Lord Jesus was crucified. Prahlad Maharaj was put through so many tribulations. We just saw Mahavatar Narasimha. I don't know how many of you have seen it, but here it's really wonderful to see it. And we encourage everyone to go into the big theater and see it with all the proper music, sounds, special effects, etc. It's very powerful. So seeing all these reverses, the devotees may be affected. but one should not be disturbed. One should simply understand that in these matters, there must be some plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Bhagavatam's conclusion is that a devotee is never disturbed by such reversals. He accepts even reverse conditions as the grace of the Lord. One who continues to serve the Lord, even in reverse conditions, is assured that he will go back to Godhead, back to Vaikuntha planets. Lord Brahma therefore assured the demigods there was no use in talking about how disturbing situation. This is a different pastime. Okay, so let's go back to the main verse. Also, Bhagavad Gita chapter 8. I'm not able to recall which verse, but it is said that devotee should not be perturbed if death takes place by accident or by arrangement, because in all cases the Lord will protect him. Can you just Google that? Chapter 8. In the purport, it is said one should not get too perturbed, whether it's by arrangement or accident. Whether the death takes place by arrangement or accident, one should not worry too much about that. Chapter 8. Maybe the next verse. Yeah, okay. If one leaves the body at the time designated above, either accidentally or by arrangement, it is possible for attain the impersonal Brahmajyoti. Then maybe the next one. Maybe the next verse. Can we go to the next verse? Next one. The devotee should not worry whether one goes by accident. Yeah, here, this one. Krishna is here advising Arjuna that he should not be disturbed by the different path the soul can take when leaving the material world. A devotee of the Supreme Lord should not worry whether he will depart by arrangement or by accident. He should simply be firmly fixed in Krishna consciousness and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the devotee of the Lord is so protected in devotional service that his spiritual life will never be harmed by the Lord. In fact, it is protected by the Lord. And the very beautiful verse is there, Canto 1, chapter 16, verse 26 to 30. In that purport is another very beautiful description of how perfect is the Lord's protection for his devotee, and how the devotee should remain completely secure, safe, and reassured that the Lord is taking complete care of him. It's the second or third paragraph in the purport. It begins with, the Lord never deviates from his word of honor. There we go. The Lord never deviates from his word of honor. When he gives assurance for protection, the promise is executed in all circumstances. It is the duty of the pure devotee to be fixed in the discharge of the duty entrusted to him by the Lord or the Lord's bona fide representative, the spiritual master. The rest is carried on by the Lord without a break. Let me go to, just a little above that, the last few lines of the previous paragraph from that. Yeah, hold on. So even though the Lord is equally well-wishing to everyone, unfortunate living being due to bad association only is unable to accept his instructions in toto, and for this the Lord is never to be blamed. He is called the well-wisher for devotees only. He appears to be partial to his devotees, but factually the matter rests on the living being to accept or reject equal treatment by the Lord. So the Lord is never partial to anyone. It is just that the devotees become obedient to the will of the Lord, and therefore the Lord gives them protection, while the non-devotees still want to grapple with the material energy, still seeking shelter with fallible soldiers like bank balance, money, position, power, this, that, and therefore they are subjected to the whiplashes of Maya. They can also take shelter of the Lord, and the Lord will give them all protection, but they won't. But the devotees, being intelligent, take to the shelter of the Lord because they come to the point of Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma suchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I will deliver you from all sinful reactions Do not fear. Do not fear. So the devotee becomes fearless. Krishna is there. Just as a baby is nicely taken care of by the mother and father, devotee is resting assured, my Lord will always protect me. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. He is assured of the Lord's protection. 12, let's go to 12.6 and 7. There also it is said, I become the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. And a very nice description is there. Just as a child is completely protected by the parents, the Lord takes complete charge and personally comes to deliver his devotee. Bhagavad Gita 12, numbers 6 and 7. Let's go there. In that purport, it is nicely, clearly explained. Yeah. No, little above maybe, little above. I become the swift deliverer. Okay, maybe further down. Yeah, here. The purport of this verse is devotee does not need to practice Ashtanga Yoga. The responsibility is taken by the Supreme Lord himself. He clearly states here that he himself becomes the deliverer. A child is completely cared for by his parents, and thus his position is secure. Similarly, a devotee does not need to endeavor to transfer himself by yoga practice. Rather, the Supreme Lord, by his great mercy, comes at once, riding on his bird carrier Garuda, and at once delivers the devotee from material existence. See how merciful the devotee is. One simply has to practice the easy process of Krishna consciousness and fully engage himself in devotional service. This is the key. This is the answer. One who is fixed in devotional service to the Lord, even though he may not be perfect, the Lord helps that devotee to become perfect. You may say, oh, I'm not fully absorbed. I'm not fully engaged. I'm still struggling. And that's all right. We're all struggling. But what does Krishna promise? Esham satata yuktanam rajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti. Those who are constantly, those who constantly worship me, Esham satata yuktanam, devoted. Now, I'm forgetting the words. Those who are constantly meditating on my transcendent form, I carry to them what they lack. No, that is different. That is Ananyasti. Which is that? Yeah, those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So Krishna knows the mentality of the devotee and he helps the devotee to become more and more fixed, more and more purified, more and more devoted, more and more engaged in his devotional service so that he attains perfection and goes back home, back to Godhead. So hopefully I've covered all the points. Let's go back to the main verse. Let me see if there's something more I wanted to discuss. Yes. Here we see how the Lord is willing to do anything and everything to serve his devotees. He is Bhakta Vatsal. He loves to take care of his devotees. He even accepts becoming a boar, Lord Boar. He comes as Varaha Avatar and he goes down to the depths of the ocean to become Mother Earth. Now here he is coming as Kurma Avatar, a tortoise, in order to accept the Mandara mountain, which is very heavy. But for the Lord, he accepts it as scratching of his back. The Lord is so merciful that this inconvenience of having this mountain, he accepts as though it is scratching for his back. And he is ready to do everything to favor his devotees, even though they are in a difficult situation. This is the Lord's special mercy to his devotees. Therefore, he is known as Bhakta Vatsal. Is that all right? Maybe we can stop here and take questions, comments.
Thank you so much, Mataji. What an amazing class. And thank you for going through the purports too and encouraging us to read. And definitely it this movement, and we just need to stick to chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
Hare
Who's not in-
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Yes, the
Yeah,
Holy
thank you
Name
so
has
much,
come as the savior of all the living entities. Just by this one thing, chanting Hare Krishna with more and more focus, with attention, with devotion, with surrender, with love, everything will become perfect.
Mataji, if you have some time, we have a raised hand.
Yes.
Priya Mataji, please go ahead.
Mhm.
Hello, Mataji. Thank you for this class. It was wonderful. Mataji, I have one question, not directly related to this purpose, but in general. All the demigods, I have heard they are also devotees of the Lord. But they do carry out mixed devotional service to the Lord. First of all, I don't understand what is this mixed devotional service when demigods do that. I do understand when we do that, that we are looking for some kind of a benefit out of devotional service. But then, what kind of a benefit demigods look for when they do mixed devotional service? And second thing is that most demigods they want to take birth as a human being so they can perform a pure devotional service. So from this is what I heard. Okay, I did not read it anywhere. So why do they need to take a human birth? Can't they do pure devotional service while being a demigod themselves? And third is that we do pure devotional service
Wait.
because
One at a time. Let me take one question at a time, okay? If you throw too
Mataji,
many
because
questions, my mind can't hold all of them. So just one at a
because
time.
because Mataji, all these questions are related. That's why I thought let me put everything together on the table so you can pick and later answer everything.
No. Hold on. Hold your horses. So please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to our Gurudev. By mercy of Srila Prabhupada, by mercy of Gurudev, I will humbly try to satisfy you with my answers. Maybe it will happen, maybe not. It is the Lord's desire. So the first question was, what is the devotional service that demigods are doing? Well, demigods are very powerful administrators of the universe. Who is carrying out all the functions of the universe? When the sun is rising, the winds are moving, the waters of the ocean are quenching the thirst by sending up clouds. So many things are happening in the universe so precisely. Who is controlling all of these? The demigods. How is it all happening? The demigods. So they are carrying on their functions, and that is their devotional service to the Lord. That is their devotional service. Now, the second question was, why are they queuing up to take birth as humans? Because they know in this age of Kali, human form is more, that too in Bharat Varsha, very exalted birth, which is very enviable even for the demigods, because it is very easy to go back to Godhead by the simple process of chanting Hare Krishna. This Harinam Sankirtan has come to benedict the whole world. In the heavenly planets, there is so much opulence. There is so much sense gratification. There are so many beautiful women, mind-blowingly beautiful. Their bodily fragrance, their bodily effulgence is like a man will swoon just seeing how beautiful they are. There's so much wine to drink. There are beautiful scenarios. You remember the description of Trikuta mountain, the shores of the mountain are being washed with milk and emeralds and pearls and rubies and cuckoo birds and chirping of birds and lotuses, and so heavenly, so beautiful. There is no misery of any kind. And so everyone wants to enjoy. Who wants to think of the Supreme Lord? Let me just enjoy myself. But the problem in the heavenly planets is there is again coming back down to this cycle of repeated birth and death. Also, the ever-present danger of demons attacking all these heavenly planets is always there, because there's always envy. The demons always want to attack Indra. So where is the peace? There also, again, the same problems are there. Remember, Abrahma Bhuvana Loke, Punaravartino Arjuna. From the highest planet in this material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery, wherein there is repeated birth and death. But one who comes to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth here again. So devotee is not interested in all this distractions, going to this heavenly planet that he wants to go back to Krishna where there's eternal life, eternal happiness, eternal joy, eternal peace, eternal love, and it is ever increasing. It is ever increasing. It's not a static thing, it's very dynamic. Loving Krishna is natural. So the demigod's position, now you may say, why if they're such great, devotees, why they don't become pure devotees? Because they have material desires. They want to enjoy that position. They are mixed devotees. So therefore, they are powerful. They are devotees, but they have mixed desires. They want to do devotional service. At the same time, they want to enjoy their senses. Indra is a great sense enjoyer. He's busy collecting apsaras, celestial, beautiful damsels. He even sometimes gets smitten by the earthly damsels who are very beautiful and comes and tries to seduce them. You've seen all that, isn't it? So the position of demigods, even though many, many, many times greater than the humans, is also temporary. They are also annihilated. Bhutva praliyate. Again and again, they helplessly annihilated at the time of disillusion. So what is the big idea in going to planets of demigods? Why not go to the permanent abode of happiness and joy and peace and eternal life, which is actually our home? Why not go there? So
Okay,
I've answered
Mataji.
three of your questions. Now hang in there because there are others also waiting to ask questions. We'll come back to you. We'll circle back. Is that okay?
Okay, up to you, Mataji.
Thank you.
We had one more raised hand, Mataji. Tripti Mataji, please go ahead.
You're on mute, my
Mataji,
dear.
you're speaking on mute.
Oh, sorry. 1 second.
We can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me now. Okay. Hare Krishna, and all dear devotees, my humble obeisances to you, to your lotus feet. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So lovely to see you, Mataji. I don't have a question. Enjoyed your class. A lot of resolution, but my mother wants to say hello because we're missing you. You were at our humble home a few weeks ago, and my mother is asking to say hello if you don't mind. She wants to say Hare Krishna to you.
No problem. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to our Gurudev. And all glories to your wonderful mother, a great Vaishnavi.
Hello.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Pranam,
પ્રણામ
Mataji.
પ્રણામ
કેમ છો?
બસ મજામાં બસ આ તમારી વાણી સાંભળીને મને ખૂબ ખૂબ આનંદ થાય છે બસ એવી જ પ્રેરણા આપો કે હું સદાય હરે કૃષ્ણનું નામ લઉં અને લેતા લેતા પ્રભુ ધામમાં જઉં.
હરિબોલ. તમે મને આશીર્વાદ આપજો.
તમે અમને આશીર્વાદ આપો.
તમે મને આશીર્વાદ આપો.
ઓકે ઓકે આશીર્વાદ છે પ્રભુના આશીર્વાદ છે. મારો કૃષ્ણ તમને આશીર્વાદ આપે બસ. હરી બોલ.
હરી બોલ.
હરી બોલ. હરી બોલ. હરી બોલ.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I was just speaking about how elders are to be venerated, honored, cherished. And I can say, Tripti Mataji, hats off to you for taking care of your mother in such an exemplary manner and helping her become Krishna conscious. I'm so grateful for the service you're doing.
It's just blessings of Guru Maharaj, blessings of Krishna, and all the humble devotees. And, that is all helping me and thriving me to go and continue both. Same time, my dharma, and my devotion, my sadhana as well. Yeah.
Yes, and you're setting a great example. You're setting a great example because your daughter is observing you about how you're taking care of your mom, how you're attending to her, how you're teaching her devotional service. And this is a great example to pass on to the next generation. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, There is
Yeah.
a beautiful comment from Her Grace Lalita Mataji and Dina Bandhu Prabhu. Is it okay if I read it?
Lalita Mataji and Dina Bandhu Prabhu. My friends from the Sadhu Sangha. My humble obeisances to both of you. Can I see you?
Let me see, Mataji, one sec.
Oh, maybe the camera is off. Huh?
Yeah, they have turned it on, Mataji.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh, Haribol.
Hi,
There you
Paul.
are.
Nice to see you. I don't know what happened to my wife. The house is very small, but I can't find her.
Okay, no problem. No problem. I'm happy to see you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the wonderful class. It's always nice to see you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you for encouraging me in my humble endeavors to please you.